Trying to get. Right, there she is. Okie dokie. Let's get going. So let's just start with your roller. Take glasses off. Start again. Welcome to Pilates. A little bit of a mixture today. So let's get started. It's quite warm, so do stop and have a drink if you need to at any point, and have a little breather if you need to. So let's think about our lovely posture. So feet together, toes 10 to 2, and then heels directly behind. And then let's work through posture. So soften through the knees. Just breathe. Soften through the knees. Draw in from the toes to the thighs, the inner thighs, squeezing. Then start to squeeze the bottom. Tuck the bottom under. Tuck under so you feel a lengthening through the spine. Roll through the shoulders. Let's do that a couple of times. Lift those shoulders, roll them up, back and down, or take your time with this. It can be a really lovely movement. Just stretch those shoulders out before we get started. Lovely. Okay, let's just put one hand to the shoulder and circle all the way back. You can start small and then add in that larger rotation. Excellent. And then let's swap sides. Hand to the other shoulder, start small. You can press onto your roller if you need to, keeping those knees off lock, making that movement bigger. Lovely. Hands on the front. Okay, just into some neck stretches. So just drop the ear down to one side and just relax the head. And then just press that muscle away on the opposite side. So we're reaching across the neck, the opposite side to the direction that you've dropped the ear towards the shoulder, and just a gentle press away. And then you can even just press that shoulder down gently, just feeling a slightly larger stretch, an increase of that stretch into the shoulder, into the neck. Nothing too much. Lovely. And then let's bring that head up into the other side. Take a moment to wiggle, jiggle if you need to. And then we're going to drop the ear to the other shoulder and just hold it there for now. Just feel that stretch. Remember your posture. You can always reset. And then let's start with the other side. Just a gentle press away into the muscle there. Oh, does it feel a bit tweaky, a bit squeaky, or is it okay? And then we can start to press that shoulder away. If you want to drop that arm, you can. So press down, just a gentle press of that shoulder. Lovely. And then one of my favorite ones. So chin pulls back. So nose and chin pull back. Trying to keep the chin parallel to the floor. Just pulling back, lengthening. That's what we're doing. We're lengthening the back of the neck. We hold so much tension in the back of the neck, in the front of the neck. And if you can spend time dangling the back of your head, the head over something, then that's really beneficial to get a bigger stretch, especially if you spend time on a computer or a laptop or head forwards. Lovely. Okay, let's just start by rocking hips side to side. Let's take your feet a little bit wider. Just rocking side to side. And just really slow down and press that hip out. Slow down, press out. Slow down. Lovely. Getting some big movements into the outside edges of your hips. Excellent. Lovely. And then let's circle. Big circle. Bend through the knees. How does your back feel? Does it give it a nice stretch here? Is it uncomfortable? Okay. Take your time. Can you go bigger? So wider, bigger range of movement here. All the way to the back, side, front, side, and then let's reverse direction. Can you feel it in your knees and your ankles? Lovely. Okay, coming to toes. Let's just take weight through the ball of one foot and then the other one. So spread your toes out. Really important we work through toes, through feet. Let's give them some time. And then you can start to press the hip out as well. But we're focusing on toe stretches onto the ball of the foot. Good. Lovely. And then hold there. Let's lift toes. So onto heels. So one heel, I'll move mine out of the way just so you can see, and then lift the toes on the other side. So swap, squeezing those toes towards the knees. Just momentarily. Keep the knees soft if you can. Transferring weight side to side. And then let's come into our little Elvis knee. So making a circle with the knee as big as you can. Can't always get round the back, but in towards the other knee, out to the front, side, back. Lovely. And again, onto the ball of the foot, which works the toes. So you can feel that weight, feel it pressing through the big toe, right the way to the little pinky toe. And then let's go into the opposite direction. And it might feel quite different one way to the other. Okay, let's swap sides. So just some gentle mobility to start with. Lovely. So one way, notice how it feels. You might feel nothing. You might feel quite stiff, clunky, or some discomfort. And then let's work the other way. Excellent. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come into single leg stand. So foot closest to, so just pop the roller on one side. Foot closest to the roller is your supporting leg. Soften that knee. We're going to slide the outside leg back. And then we're going to think about posture. So top, bottom under, shoulders back and down, eye gazes forwards, press down on the roller. Keeping that supporting knee, you can stay here or you can then lift that foot up. Relax the toes. These toes on the floor are spread out. You can hold on to the roller or you can let go or hover. And we're just holding as long as you can until you need to step out nice and wide to steady yourself and come out of that movement. Let's rock those hips. So single leg stand, strength, balance, bone strength, muscle strength, confidence, foot strength, all of it. Center of gravity. Let's go again, same side. Now that hurt, I could feel that in my hip. So really important, as we get tired, we let everything kind of stick out. So let's go again. So spread the toes out. Slide the other foot back. Press down or hover, or no hands, then we lift. You can count. Really important, focus your eye gaze on one position. Just breathe. Sometimes it's easier to practice this with shoes and not on a squidgy mat. Or twinges. That's it. Use your arms to balance. When you're ready to come out, step nice and wide. That's your compensatory step. Well done. Fabulous. This can improve with practice, okay? Especially if you've got feet stuff going on, neuropathy, things like that. So And it's a really good idea to write down your times. This is a measure of longevity of your strength, your balance, your confidence. So same on the other side. Have your roller wherever you like. Sometimes it's easy to have it a bit further forwards. Spread the toes out, soften through the knee, posture check, shoulders, slide that foot. So you can just stay here with that, the toes touching, or then you can lift, but relax the toes. Find a focal point. Just breathe. There's no pressure. One side's going to be better than the other. This is my dominant side, and I'm so much more wobbly on this side. This is the side I broke my toes, so maybe that's why. Lots of different reasons for imbalances. When you're ready, don't forget, nice, big, wide step out. Lovely. Good. Have a wiggle jiggle. How was that side compared to the other side? Rub it. Ah, but we can practice this. You can practice it anywhere, and I do. I stand in queues, and nobody knows. I'll just kind of like that, and you don't need to. Nobody needs to know you're doing it. Okay, one more on that side. So roller, toe check. Spread your toes out. Soften that knee. Pull under shoulders. So think that lovely center of gravity. If you're leaning forward, you're going to be wobbly. If you're leaning back or your core's not engaged, you're going to wobble. So lift the foot, arms to balance, just breathe. We should be doing this every day. Breathe. And get your family members to do it. See how good or how not good they are. Da, da, da. Keep that hip tucked in, knee soft. When you're ready, big step out. Lovely. Good. Have you impressed yourselves? And again, doing it on a hard surface might be better for you. Depends what you've got going on. Lovely. Let's have a big stretch. So hands onto the roller. Let's just walk back. Take your feet about just wider than your hips. Ears come to the insides of your arms. Eye gaze to the floor. Neutral neck. And then without overarching your spine, just push your bottom out, back, up a little bit, and feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Feel the stretch into the shoulders. And just breathe. Enjoy it. Okay, soften the knees. Just walk in a tiny bit. We're going to dangle one arm and just allow it to hang. Just let it hang. You can move the roller if you need to. Sometimes that's a little bit too much on your shoulder. Just let it hang and really let it go, okay? Almost feeling a space into the back of the shoulder, between the shoulder and the top of the humerus, the top of the arm, okay? Let it go. And then let's just swing it side to side, just slightly. And then let's swap sides. So bend the knees, adjust the roller, lower down and drop the arm. And just let it naturally swing, whatever it does. Feel that stretch into the shoulder of the one that's pressing down on the roller, and then let go of that arm that's dangling. Just let it go, let it hang. And then let's just rock it side to side, just slightly. Good, good. And then we're going to bend the knees, come up to standing. Let's rock those hips again, side to side. And then let's just come into little pelvic tilt. So hands onto, thumbs into belly button, fingers into pubic bone, and then soften the knees. Let's come into a pelvic tilt, release. So squeezing under, releasing, squeeze, and that just releases the back because we've had a little bit of pressure just now. So pressing up, releasing, curling up, releasing, up, release, Lovely. And then let's drop these rollers down onto the floor. We're going to come into roll down. So actually grab a drink if you need to. I'm already dry and my mat's moved, so. And that's my water flask that makes that whizzy noise. So we're going to take our time, feet under hips. Oh, shoulders relax, chin drops, arms drop away. Oh, and allow the soften the knees if you need to. And then use the muscles in your belly and your core to pull, engage through those muscles, feel them tightening, feel them drawing your body up as you come up, lift the head, chin, roll the shoulders back, lift the arms, go again. So hands come down, chin down, shoulders relax, soften the knees, hands come down towards the floor and lift. Use the muscles in your core, really engage from the pelvic bone all the way up. Roll the shoulders, lift. One more time, we're going to come back down and we're going to hold it down. So roll down, hold it down, bend one knee, try to straighten the other, bend the other knee, straighten, bend and straighten. Just getting some more movement, some more stretches through the hamstrings, the back side of the legs, the hips, the glutes. Then we're going to walk out. So walking the hands out, onto hands, going to way. We're going to drop the hips, but we're not going to arch the back. We're going to keep the core engaged, and we're just going to hold. Just hold now. Press those shoulders away from the ears. Strong, strong. Pull the belly in. Relax the toes. I'm going to come back, walk back, take the knees out. Sit back into child's pose. Press the hands away and hold it there. Hold it there. Feel that stretch. Wiggle side to side. Lovely. Hold it there. Okay. We're going to come forwards again. So come forwards. Walk those hands forwards onto the knees. Uncurl the toes. Weight forwards. Hands are just under shoulders or slightly forwards. Take the weight forwards. Brace the core. Just holding in that plank position. Hold, hold. Breathe. We're going to just roll back. We're not going to hold it here. So roll back, press back, press the bottom down, roll forward. So this time we're going to roll through the spine. So into C shape, half plank position, pull back, sit back. We're going to roll through. So a big roll. So front tuck, curve the spine. Press back. And last time, roll through the spine, curve, curve, curve. Drop the weight onto the floor. Have a rest. Ooh, are we okay? Lovely. It's very warm. Okay, from here, we're going to just come into some leg kicks. So we're going to take our knees even wider. weight is through your forearms. So tuck your elbows in to about shoulder, underneath your shoulders. Hands can be resting, can just be relaxed. And we're going to start with a single kick. So we kick towards the bottom and release. So as we kick, we flex the foot. As we drop, we point the toes. It's quite a fast movement, but if you want to start slowly, you can. And sometimes we just need to stretch these quads first. So give it a go a couple of times. And then let's speed it up. So big kick, point, and drop. Kick, point, drop, kick, point, drop, kick. Okay, let's swap sides. So start slow, big squeeze. So flex the foot, squeeze, point the toe and drop. So you might feel that into the fronts of your thighs. Good, keep going. Excellent. Let's go alternate sides. Kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And we do both. Kick, drop, kick. So a big squeeze. Couple more. Excellent. And rest head on the floor, head on the hands. Relax the toes, relax the feet. You can have a little wiggle jiggle, hips rock side to side. That shouldn't be too uncomfortable. That should be quite manageable. I know some of you don't like pressing up through the wrists, arms. Okay. So we're going to try a little leg pull. So we'll do adaptations. And we're coming onto hands and knees, let's start hands and knees. So hands and knees, we're going to take one leg away and we're going to lift that leg up and drop it down. So strong hands, strong shoulders, pull up through the palm, center of the palm, and we're just lifting that leg and lowering, lift and lower. Trying to keep the hips still so we're not kind of tilting outwards. So hips try and stay down towards the floor. If you wanted to, you could come onto lift the knee off. So you're on hands and one foot. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Come back down. Take your knees wide. Into child's pose. Drop down. Just take a moment. So leg pull. We're going to come on the other side now. So same again. Hands come under shoulders. You can stay on your knees again if you want to. And then come onto the foot, lifting the knee, or you can stay on the knees, or you can do the whole thing on one foot. So I'll show you options. So if you're on your knees, the other foot extends, toe touches the floor. The other foot you can have bent, toes bent, lift and lower that leg. Lift and lower. Feel the squeeze into the glutes, into the butt, into the back of the lower back. If you wanted to just give it a couple of goes, lift and lower, lift and lower. Really brace the core. Strong shoulders. This one makes you hot. Or is it just me? Lift and lower. Can you do two more? Lovely. Come down. Knees wide. Hands away. Rest. And not to deep breathe on the microphone. Okay, come back up. Hands and knees. Let's go one more time, each side. You know You can start on one knee, sorry, and then add on, or just stay on one leg. One knee, whatever you fancy. You could just literally try it once to lift that leg off with an lift. Trying to keep the butt down is the hard bit. Lift, lower. Keep breathing. Lower down. Let's go straight into the other side. And then you're done with this leg pull. So press into the back of that ankle, that foot. So press into the heel. And my hands have walked forwards. How are you doing? 2, 3. I'm sure I did more on that side. Now come back into child's pose. Knees wide, hands away. Well done. Give yourself a moment. Lovely. I'm going to grab a drink quickly. We're going to stay on our bellies for a minute. Not for long. Are we okay? Yeah? Right, one more on bellies and then we'll get you off your tummy. So we're just going to reach for the ankle. If you need to reach for your leggings, that's fine. Can help to take your knees out a little bit. Let go of that one. Can you reach for the other one? How close are they? Is one better than the other? And can you reach for both? Breathe. And then we can add a little bit of a rock. Ooh, or maybe not. Oh, that's quite strong, isn't it? But if you squeeze the heels towards the back of your neck, the back of your head, that helps. And then let's come swiftly out of that. Come onto your backs. Hug your knees into your chest and have a moment or 2 or 5. Well done. So just on your backs, hug your knees in just to stretch out the back. Prone work, especially if you're not used to that position, and just make your back ache. So opposite stretch to release. And just hug those knees in. However you feel benefits you. I like to have my knees quite wide. Okay, a little bit of a knee stretch, hip stretch, bottom stretch. So take one leg away and hug either foot on the floor. See how you're at the front of your thigh feels, or slide it down and away. Hug that opposite knee into your chest. We're not lifting shoulders yet. Just hug in. So below your knee, kind of around your shin if you can. And then to extend that stretch, you can push the knee that's on the floor, that leg on the floor, press the knee down, push the foot away, and then hug the knee in a bit closer. Now we're going to take that knee that's into your chest and we're going to hold it with the opposite arm and we're going to hug it to the opposite shoulder. So like a diagonal hug into the shoulder. And this stretches the outside of your hip. It also stretches around the sacrum, the coccyx. You use your arm on the opposite side as well to just press down as you're trying to draw that knee across your body. And then bring it back to center. Let's drop that foot down. Hug the other knee into chest. Again, you can extend the other leg down to the floor. Hug that knee in a little bit more. Press the toes away. Press the knee down, the back of the knee down towards the floor. Hug that knee in a little bit more. And then we're going to take that knee, just release it and draw it across your body. You should feel it. Lovely. And then coming into single leg stretch. So tabletop. The other leg is going to point away about 45 degrees. Lift the shoulders off the floor, head comes off the floor, and we're going to hug that knee into the chest. Point and stretch that extended leg. Then we're going to swap. Point the other way. Now, the higher it goes towards the ceiling, the easier it is. If you want to try and drop it further down towards the skirting board, that's fine. So let's start to give it a hug for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Breathe. Keep going. If your neck hurts, look to one side and the other. And then drop those feet down. Rest the head on the floor. Breathe. And just take the head from one side, hold it there. Bring it back to center. Tuck the chin back. So you kind of tuck in it. You feel the back of the head on the floor, but tuck in the chin, pulling it back down to the floor, extending the neck. And then let's drop the chin to the other side. Drop the head so eye gaze to the other side. Lovely. I need to move away from the sofa a bit. So into double leg stretch. So slightly different in that you can stay with single leg stretch if you want to, but I'm sure you're quite capable. And it looks like both feet into tabletop. We lift the shoulders off. We point the toes away. Arms go overhead as the hands come around, knees come in, hands come to the outside edges of the shin. Lower leg. Send those arms away, legs away. You can drop the head back. Circle the arms, hands come around and in. Use your breath. Lovely, take your time. Can you do 2 more? Last one. And then drop those feet down. Take the feet wider. Drop the knees in towards each other. Palms up to ceiling. Relax, let everything go. Well done. Lovely. Now, how do you feel about doing scissors? So you've got the rollers. You can use your roll. So if you're not using your roll, you kind of have to lift your hip. Hold your hip with your hands, but I'm going to use my roller. So pop the roller underneath the base of your spine and then just adjust, and you'll adjust again when you lift your knees off. So one foot comes up and then the other. I prefer to have the roller here because I just think it really supports your pelvis. Okay, so we're going to come into scissor first. So we take one foot away, lower down, other foot extends in front of you, point the toes, take your time because it's quite a big stretch. So that bottom leg is lowering towards the floor. You don't have to touch the floor, and swap sides. So swap, other foot comes in. If you wanted to lift your shoulders off, you could gradually draw that leg a bit closer to you. So long legs, pointing the toes. Use your breath again. As that leg comes towards you, it helps to just breathe out, get a little bit more space. And you drop that leg a little bit further away, maybe not, don't worry. You might need to drop the head down and then bring it back up. Lots of legs today, have a rest. Keep the roller there and just allow the knees to come in, to just fall in towards your chest. And then we're going to come into cycling. So cycling forward. So we bend one knee, point the toes, bend the knee in, point the toes away. But take your time, a big stretch. Circular movement, knee into chest, above the face, and over and down. Can you make it bigger, slower? Lovely. So bringing that knee right into chest and then all the way over, as if you're drawing a big circle with the toes. Okay, we're going to go in the opposite direction. So pulling that knee in this time and taking the toes down. Feels slightly different. Actually, it feels a lot different. Breathe in, don't hold your breath. Can you allow the toe to really almost hover across the floor whilst you still bring the opposite foot up, up, up? Big stretch. And then that's the opposite direction. We're going to just go a bit faster. So speed. And then reverse with speed. And then lower those legs down onto the floor, one at a time. Let's scooch that roller out from underneath your back. And then let's hug the knees in again. Lots of knee hugging today. And then pop your feet down on the floor. Slide your roller out the way as we come into just some normal bridges. So heels come towards the bottom. And just start with that lovely pelvic tilt. So feel the spine press into the floor and squeeze the bottom to lift off just a small amount and lower. So really notice the spine on the floor pressing as it lifts, as that then lifts the pelvis. And then you make that movement a bit bigger and lower down, taking your time. Really being aware of those movements into the spine, pelvis, and then higher up into the spine. So we start lifting towards the shoulder blades. And close your eyes if you want to. Try and stop these knees from pressing outwards. So try and keep them in line with the hips. Next time I want a big squeeze at the top. Higher, higher, squeeze, squeeze. But try not to overarch the back. So big press and lower down. Because it's quite easy to think you're going to squeeze and then push the tummy up, but it's not a tummy press. It's a squeeze at the bottom while still trying to keep the bottom tucked in. Hold it there. We're going to take one ankle on the opposite knee and let that knee just drop out. Walk the heel back in towards the bottom, and then we're going to come up. Slowly, let that knee drop down. This is where I get a bit of cramp in my ankle. Oh, but that's a nice stretch into the hip flexors, into the fronts of the hips. Lower and press in your own time. Big press. And then let's lower down and swap sides. So adjust where you need to. Allow, you might need a bit longer to just let that knee press out. You might need to just give it a little nudge or a press and then walk the heel back. And then let's start lifting into that bridge. Let the knee drop down. Try not to guard it. Adjust if you need to. Lovely. Last one. And lower down. How are we doing? And then bring that foot down. Okay, let's come into 100. So a little bit of core work. So we're going to come into tabletop, half tabletop, full tabletop, shoulders lift off the floor, arms face the floor. I'll let you count. Remember, we do 5 puffs, hands down, lift, 5 puffs, hand up. So off you go. And sniff and blow. Protect your neck, one side to the other. Knees over hips. Are we done? I'm sure that must be 100. When you're done, lower down, lower down, lower down. Extend one leg, extend. Arm overhead into a full body stretch. Press the fingers away. Press the toes away. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then relax the toes, relax the bottom. Relax the arms, but keep them above if you just wait. The knee, body towards the floor. Try to drop towards the floor. If you wanted to extend the leg, you could. You don't have to. And then take your eye gaze over to the other side, to the other arm, to the other hand. And then let's slowly come back to center. Same on the other side. So adjust, bend that knee up, lift the other knee, take the knee cross to the side to the floor, towards the floor, wherever you can get to is fine. Eye gaze crosses away from the knee. If you want to extend that foot, rest it on your sofa, it's fine. You don't get stretched then. So feel that lovely stretch into the ribs, the hips, underneath the arms, the armpits, and then bring that leg back. You want to make it comfy. Or maybe having a stretch. As we come onto our sides, roll one arm onto your elbow. Come to a seated position, however that might be. Or you can stay lying down and have a little nap when we're gone. Let's just roll through the shoulders and take those hands just behind you. Squeeze the shoulders, just lift the chest and eye gaze slightly to the ceiling. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Coming forwards, sliding hands down the legs, just rounding through the spine, dropping the chin. Just holding here for a second or two. Just breathing normally. And lifting up and roll through those shoulders again. Give yourself a little round of applause. Well done for another lovely week of Pilates. Thanks for joining us. I'm just going to turn record off. I mean, can't see. Not recording. Did it not record? Oh, yeah.